like to begin with a quiet prayer.
Začneme s tichou modlitbou.
Amen. Okay, so first of all, I want to say that I'm happy to be here.
Som veľmi rád, že tu môžem byť.
I feel very good here.
Cítim sa tu dobre.
In this house.
V tomto dome.
In this very a place full of nature.
Je tu kopu prírody.
I feel very cozy.
Cozy.
Like comfortable or yeah, cozy.
Je mi to veľmi príjemné.
Yeah, okay. So I'm glad to meet you all for the first time.
A prvýkrát vás vidím, tak som rád, že vás môžem spoznať.
And I hope not for the last
A
time.
dúfam, že sa nevidíme naposledy.
And in the following days, 2 days I guess, or 2 days,
V následujúcich 2-3 dňoch
we will go together through a journey
pôjdeme určitou cestou spolu,
through which we will try to understand better about different subjects.
Budeme sa snažiť lepšie porozumieť viacerým témam.
Regardless of whether you are new to this message or you are much more experienced,
Nezávisí od toho, či ste už skúsenejší v tomto posolstve alebo noví.
my hope is that the subjects that we will be discussing together
Dúfam, že tie témy, ktoré budeme rozoberať,
will be of great help to you
budú pre vás napomocné,
in order to understand the nature of our message,
aby sme rozumeli podstatu tohto posolstva
the role of it,
a akú hral rolu
and what goal does it have, what practical role does it have in our lives.
a aký to má vlastne praktický cieľ v našom živote.
The role that this message plays in our personal lives,
A tiež rolu, akú zohráva v našom osobnom živote
in our families,
a v rodinách,
in our churches,
v cirkvi,
and even in our countries,
dokonca krajine
and ultimately in the world.
a celom svete.
So in the following days we're going to be discussing a few subjects.
Budeme hovoriť o niekoľkých témach.
We will start with the subject of parables.
Začneme s podobenstvami.
By the way, this is a wish list.
Toto je len taký zoznam, že čo by som chcel spraviť.
I'm going to tell you what I want to discuss.
Poviem, o čom chcem hovoriť.
But it often happens that we don't usually have enough time to go through everything.
Veľmi veľakrát sa stane, že nezostane dosť času, aby sme prešli všetko.
So don't be upset with me or something if we don't get to discuss all of these subjects.
Takže nebuďte nejaký taký znepokojený alebo nešťastný, keď sa nám to nepodarí.
So we're going to start with parables.
Začneme s podobenstvami.
Because I think they're a foundational thing in our message and understanding.
Myslím, že oni sú takým základom celého nášho posolstva a porozumenia.
Then, very fitting to the place we are in, we're going to look to the laws of nature.
Veľmi sa to hodí na prostredie, v ktorom sa nachádzame. Budeme hovoriť o prírodných zákonoch.
And then we will look at time setting.
Pozrieme sa na určovanie času.
The role of time.
A rolu času.
And then we will discuss a little bit about the nature of man.
Trochu budeme hovoriť o prírodzenosti človeka.
About free will.
A našej slobodnej vôli.
The role of freedom.
A aká je rola slobody.
And what does freedom really mean?
A čo to vlastne znamená sloboda?
Then we will discuss a subject that's maybe a little bit more philosophical.
Budeme hovoriť aj o takej filozofickejšej téme.
It really is not, but it's a very important question. It seems philosophical, but it's not.
Ona vyzerá filozoficky, ale nie je. Je to dôležitá otázka.
It's a question that is very important.
Ktorá je dôležitá.
How can we realize what we should do?
Ako si môžeme uvedomiť alebo pochopiť, čo máme robiť?
The question in English sounds like this. Can we derive an ought from an is? Ought mean what you ought to do, you must do.
Okay.
From Can we derive?
Derive is like separate.
Can we extract? No. Can we deduce? Or let me rephrase it.
I think I get it. I just finished the.
So the question that we will explore, hopefully.
To, čím sa budeme, dúfam, zaoberať je.
Is how can we be sure? How can we determine what is moral and what is not?
Je to, ako môžeme sa vlastne, ako môžeme porozumieť a ako môžeme si byť istí o tom, čo je mravné a morálne a čo není.
Some things used to be very immoral, thousands of years ago. Some practices.
Niektoré veci boli veľmi v minulosti nemorálne.
They were against the law.
Boli proti zákonu.
The law of God.
Božiemu zákonu, ktorý bol daný Mojžišovi.
But now we do these very things today.
A dnes ich robíme.
And we don't think it's immoral.
A nemyslíme si, že je to nemorálne.
On what basis do we form this morality?
Na akých základoch vlastne formujeme morálku a
mravnosť?
mravnosť?
There are persons who think it's all relative,
Sú ľudia, ktorí si myslia, že je všetko relatívne.
Everybody forms his own morality.
Každý má svoju vlastnú morálku.
Whatever they want.
A robia, čo chcú.
And we seem to teach this.
A to vyzerá, ako keby my sme toto učili.
Yeah, it seems that we teach this, but we actually don't.
Ale to nie je pravda.
And we will try to understand this subject.
Toto sa pokúsime pochopiť.
Another thing, I had the list here because another thing that we will try to go.
Ďalšiu vec, do ktorej sa pokúsime ísť,
is from the place of morality to the place of government.
Je prejsť od morálky a mravnosti ku vláde.
What is the role of a country or a government?
Aká je vlastne rola krajiny a vlády?
Because as we approach this crisis of, Sunday laws and church and state united.
Pretože ak vchádzame do tejto krízy nedeľného zákona a spojenia cirkvi a štátu,
we should ask ourselves how a government should actually look like.
Mali by sme sa pýtať, ako vlastne má vyzerať vláda.
And then we will look a little bit at the government of the United States.
A pozrieme sa na vládu Spojených štátov.
And the various myths that are associated to the founding of United States.
A na rôzne mýty, ktoré sú vlastne spojené v súvislosti so založením Spojených štátov.
The false idea that United States was founded as a Christian nation.
Ten taký nesprávny alebo falošný názor o tom, že Spojené štáty boli založené ako kresťanský národ.
And as far as time allows, we'll try to tackle these issues.
Ak to dovolí čas, pozrieme sa na túto tému.
As for myself, I'm a student just as you are in all these subjects.
Ja som v tomto všetkom študent, tak ako aj vy.
I have many things that I cannot answer.
Na mnohé veci nemám odpovede.
So, but you are encouraged to ask questions.
Ale pýtajte sa otázky.
And it will be a joyful thing to have a lively discussion with you guys.
A dreadful thing?
Joyful.
A to bude pre mňa veľká radosť, keď budeme mať spoločnú diskusiu.
So, with this being said, we're going to start with the subject of parables.
Takže začneme s podobenstvami.
So, is it fine if I ask questions? Can you translate both ways?
Yeah? We try. We see.
Okay. So, if I was to ask you guys, what is a parable?
Keď by som sa vás mal spýtať, čo je to podobenstvo?
What would you answer?
Skúste odpovedať.
I'm not going to continue. I'm going to wait and answer.
Nebudem pokračovať, dokiaľ neodpoviete.
Deti.
Čo je to podobenstvo, deti?
We talk a lot about parables.
Veľa hovoríme o podobenstvách.
We should know what they are, right?
Mali by sme vedieť, čo to je.
It's one of those things we always use, but we cannot define so easily.
Nie je ich ľahké definovať. Picture story?
A picture story. Yeah. I guess it's a story.
Je to príbeh.
we should start with that. So, I would like to begin with one of William Miller's rules.
Chcel by som začať s jedným z pravidel Williama Millera.
It's the 6th rule of William Miller.
Je to 6. pravidlo Williama Millera.
And it says,
ktoré hovorí.
so you do I read one sentence at a time and you translate it?
Mhm.
Yeah. God has revealed things to come
Boh zjavil veci, ktoré majú prísť
by visions,
videniami,
in figures and parables.
podobenstvami a obrazmi.
So, what did we read until now?
Čo sme doteraz čítali?
God has revealed things to come.
Boh odhalil veci, ktoré majú prísť.
How can we rephrase that?
Ako to môžeme ináč povedať?
God is revealing the future.
Boh odhaluje budúcnosť.
Things to come is the future.
Veci, ktoré prídu, to je budúcnosť.
So God is revealing the future
Zjavuje nám budúcnosť
by visions.
videniami.
So visions here, visions are the means through which
Videnia sú prostriedok, ktorým Pán Boh zjavuje.
through which figures and parables are given. By visions in figures and parables. So it's
Sorry, I said
figures
something
and parables are given in visions.
Really?
You have a vision, and then in the vision you see
Okay.
figure and parables.
Aha, that's not how I translated it then. Čiže pomocou videní Pán Boh vlastne zjavuje tie symboly a podobenstva.
So God uses parables and figures
Boh používa symboly a podobenstva,
to reveal things to come.
aby nám zjavil veci, ktoré prídu.
And in this way, the same things
A rovnakým spôsobom tie isté veci
are oftentimes revealed again and again
sú častokrát zjavované znovu a znovu.
by different visions
Rôznymi videniami
or in different figures and parables.
alebo rozličnými podobenstvami a symbolmi.
What does this mean? The
Čo to
same things revealed again and again.
Čo to znamená, že tie rovnaké veci sú zjavované znovu a znovu?
It means that you can have more figures and symbols,
Znamená to, že môžeme mať viac symbolov a viac symbolov a obrazov,
but they actually can teach about the same thing.
ale učia tú istú vec.
That is revealed again and again.
A tá je zjavovaná znovu a znovu.
And then the rule goes on and says, if you wish to understand them,
Potom ďalej to pravidlo hovorí, ak im chcete porozumieť,
you must combine them all in one.
musíte ich skombinovať všetky v jedno.
Okay. So, in this rule,
V tomto pravidle
William Miller talks about parables.
William Miller hovorí o podobenstvách.
And he says that parables are used to reveal the future.
A hovorí, že podobenstva sú používané na to, aby nám zjavili budúcnosť.
That the same things are often revealed with different parables.
A že rovnaké veci sú zjavované rôznymi podobenstvami.
And then in order to understand them, you have to combine them.
Na to, aby sme im rozumeli, musíme ich skombinovať.
Okay. So, I'm going to read another quote
Prečítam ďalší citát,
that I think is really important.
podľa mňa dôležitý.
It's from Present Truth,
That's,
PT.
that's magazine? Or?
Yes.
Časopis Prítomná pravda,
November 4th, 1886.
4. november 1886.
Yes. The world is represented as morally dark.
Svet je reprezentovaný ako morálne temný alebo zatemnený.
So we have darkness, okay?
Máme temnotu.
And the object of God is the manifestation of His glory.
A object of God is
The scope, the goal.
Zámerom Boha je zjaviť jeho slávu.
Is a manifestation of His glory to shine amid the moral darkness
aby svietil v tej morálnej temnote
and attract men and women to the light.
a pritiahol mužov a ženy ku svetlu.
Okay, so imagine a room that is dark.
Predstavte si temnú miestnosť.
And you know, when a room is dark and there is a light in the corner of the room,
A keď niekde v rohu je svetlo,
what happens with all the insects?
čo sa stane so všetkým hmyzom?
They go and they're attracted by the light.
Idú k tomu svetlu.
In this way, this is a parable
Toto je pre nás podobenstvo
for the glory of God,
o sláve Božej.
okay, which is like a light in a room, dark room,
Sláva Božia je svetlo v temnej miestnosti,
that attract men and women to this light. Okay.
a muži a ženy sú priťahovaní k tomu svetlu.
The great and constant work of heavenly intelligences, the great work of heavenly intelligences
Tá veľká práca tých nebeských mocností
is to manifest God to the world,
je zjaviť Boha svetu,
to dispel doubts from human minds,
rozptýliť pochybnosti z ľudských myslí.
So, I'm gonna stop here.
Tu sa pozastavím.
It says to dispel doubts from human minds.
Rozptýliť pochybnosti z ľudských myslí.
The word dispel in English
To slovo rozptýliť v angličtine
is used in connection with darkness, usually.
sa používa v spojitosti s temnotou.
You can say to dispel darkness.
Môžeme povedať rozptýliť temnotu.
Okay. So, dispelling the doubts
Rozptýliť pochybnosti
is actually parallel with dispelling the darkness.
je vlastne paralela s tým rozptýlením temnoty.
So, by repeat and enlarge,
Keď opakujeme a rozširujeme,
it means that what is that darkness?
čo je to tá temnota?
The darkness.
Čo je temnota?
Is that darkness that is all over the world is actually represented by the doubts.
Tá temnota, ktorá je vo svete, je vlastne reprezentovaná pochybnosťami,
That is in human minds.
ktoré sú v ľudských mysliach.
Okay. So the great and constant work of these intelligences is to dispel the doubts from human minds, to enlarge and elevate men's conceptions of God.
Aby poňatie Boha, alebo to, ako ľudia ponímajú Boha, sa rozšírilo, to enlarge and
Elevate
a pozdvihlo.
men's conceptions of God, to reveal the unity of the Son with the Father,
Aby bola zjavená jednota Otca a Syna.
and to develop the great plan of salvation to human intelligences.
A aby bol rozvinutý plán spásy ľuďom.
To reveal the unity of the Son with the Father.
Aby bola zjavená jednota Otca a Syna.
The unity of Son with the Father
Tá jednota Otca a Syna
has been a point of controversy from the beginning. At the
bol
beginning, actually,
bod
not
sporu
not
od
the beginning.
začiatku.
It was the reason why Satan, actually Lucifer, transformed into Satan.
Toto bol dôvod, prečo sa Lucifer vlastne pretransformoval na Satana.
And it was the actual reason for the great shaking that took place there.
A bol to dôvod toho veľkého triebenia v nebi.
He didn't like that the Son would be united with the Father.
Nepáčilo sa mu, že syn má byť jedno s otcom.
And it seems that even now God is trying to reveal this unity between the Son and the Father.
Dokonca teraz Boh nám zjavuje tú jednotu medzi otcom a synom.
And if he needs to, if the revelation of this unity is the light,
Ak zjavenie tejto jednoty je svetlo,
it means that negating that unity means darkness.
popretie tejto jednoty znamená temnota.
Make sense?
Dáva zmysel?
So you already have two definitions from darkness
Už máte dve definície o
in the
temnote.
first paragraph. Doubts
Pochybnosti
and denying the unity of the Son with the Father.
A popretie jednoty Otca a Syna.
The reason why I'm mentioning this
Dôvod, prečo o tom hovorím,
is you might know that what actually happened in heaven,
možno viete, čo sa stalo v nebi,
in that great controversy,
v tom veľkom spore,
when the Father decided to make manifest
kedy sa Otec rozhodol, že sa zjaví alebo prejaví.
the unity with His Son.
Že zjaví tú jednotu so Synom.
That controversy is a parable to the controversy this movement is going through now.
Tento spor je paralele so sporom, cez ktorý prechádza teraz toto hnutie.
And the controversy that ensued there.
A ten spor, ktorý ensued is like began.
Happened. Yeah.
Ktorý sa tam udial.
Is perfectly describing the controversies and shaking that is going on now within the movement.
Dokonale popisuje tie spory a triebenia, ktoré sa teraz dejú v hnutí.
One group denies the unity of the Son with the Father, or denounces the unity of the Son with the Father.
Denounce is like reject?
Not really reject. Accuses. To denounce is like, I'm not liking this unity and I'm gonna fight it. I'm gonna say it's bad.
Jedna skupina bojuje proti tej jednote Otca a Syna.
And this group, they say it's all been a big conspiracy.
A hovoria, že je to konšpirácia
against Lucifer.
Proti Luciferovi.
Against the bearer of light.
Proti tomu, ktorý nesie svetlo.
Against that person that gave you the increase of knowledge.
Proti tomu, ktorý dal zvýšenie poznania.
And another group says,
druhá skupina hovorí,
I see the unity of the Son with the Father.
Vidím tú jednotu Otca a Syna.
And I decided to obey this unity.
A ja ju chcem poslúchať.
One is in darkness.
Jedna je v temnote.
Another is in the light.
A druhá vo svetle.
So there are enough thoughts in this first paragraph.
Je tu dosť myšlienok v tomto prvom odstavci.
Let's move on to the second one.
Poďme ďalej.
To recognize God in His works.
Aby sme rozpoznali Boha v Jeho slovách.
Is true science.
To je skutočná veda.
So science.
Veda.
Seems to be a word very much disconnected with religion.
To nám pripadá, že to je slovo, ktoré je ako keby úplne odpojené od náboženstva.
We are religious people.
My sme náboženskí ľudia.
What we have to do with science?
Čo máme čo dočinenia s vedou?
Some people think we should actually disobey science, or not ignore, and that religion doesn't have anything to do with science.
Niektorí ľudia si myslia, že by sme mali vedu ignorovať, že náboženstvo s tým nemá nič spoločné.
They believe a lot of conspiracy theories.
A veria rôznym konšpiračným teóriám.
That the earth is flat.
Že Zem je plochá.
That there is a whole conspiracy about vaccines.
Ohľadne vakcín,
that the government is trying to kill the children.
Že vláda sa snaží zabiť deti.
Control their minds through vaccines or whatever.
Pomocou vakcín.
And a lot of other conspiracy theories.
A mnoho iných konšpiračných teórií.
That actually come from religious minds.
A prichádzajú v podstate z náboženských myslí.
Who are very doubtful of the works of science.
Ktorí veľmi spochybňujú diela vedy.
That mindset.
Tento spôsob myslenia.
Is very dangerous.
Je nebezpečný.
There is a false science and a true one.
Je falošná veda a pravá veda.
As Ellen White says here.
A to tu píše Ellen Whiteová.
To recognize God in His works is true science.
Rozpoznať Boha, ja som predtým povedal jeho slove, to malo byť v jeho dielach. Čiže rozpoznať Boha v jeho dielach je pravá veda.
We want to understand true science, right?
My chceme rozumieť tej skutočnej vede.
So, but we will see that actually true science
uvidíme, že tá skutočná veda
will not actually be a new kind of science.
To nebude nejaký nový druh vedy.
Saying that the earth is flat.
hovoriaci, že Zem je
or
plocha,
whatever wacky kind of theory,
alebo akákoľvek iná teória.
and we say, oh, we have the true science, all the NASA guys and the doctors and the scientists are wrong.
A povieme, že no všetci títo veci a všetci z nás si sa mýlia.
We will see they're not wrong.
Nemýlia sa,
We will see that maybe their view is not complete.
ale ich pohľad nie je kompletný.
Maybe they don't see the whole picture.
Nevidia celý obraz.
And maybe they don't see God in His works.
A nevidia Boha v jeho dielach.
Maybe they just see His works
A vidia len tie jeho diela,
without God.
bez Boha.
Okay? So, to recognize God in His works is true science.
Aby sme rozpoznali Boha v jeho dielach, to je skutočná veda.
To become acquainted with God in His providence
Aby sme spoznali Boha v jeho prozreteľnosti.
is the soul of religion.
Source.
Soul.
To je duša náboženstva.
Okay. And to know Christ as the world's Redeemer
Poznať Krista ako svetového záchrancu
is to lay hold on the eternal life as set forth in the gospel.
je chopiť sa večného života tak, ako nám je predstavený v Evanjeliu.
Maybe you didn't notice,
Možno ste to nevedeli,
but we just read a repeat and enlarge phrase.
práve sme čítali frázu, ktorá sa opakuje a rozširuje.
There are three sentences, three phrases
Sú tu 3 vety, alebo také frázy,
that actually repeat the same thing.
ktoré opakujú tú istú vec.
And I'm gonna write it down here.
Napíšem to sem.
So the first one was to recognize God in His works is true science.
To prvé je rozpoznať Boha v jeho dielach. To je skutočná veda.
Works
Diela
is true to recognize God in His works is true science. That's the first thing that it said.
Rozpoznať Boha v jeho dielach, to je skutočná veda.
Then to become acquainted with God in His providence is the soul of religion.
Potom spoznať Boha v jeho prozreteľnosti je duša náboženstva. Čiže Božia prozreteľnosť.
Okay? So God's providence, to become acquainted with it, is
Spoznať tú Božiu prozreteľnosť, to je duša náboženstva.
the soul of religion. Alright?
Áno?
And to know Christ as the world's Redeemer
Poznať Krista ako svetového záchrancu, alebo záchrancu sveta,
is to lay hold on eternal life as set forth in the gospel.
je uchopiť sa večného života tak, ako je nám predvedený v Evanjeliách.
So Christ Redeemer
Kristus ako záchranca sveta
eternal life.
to je večný život.
So, what is the idea of a repeat and enlarge?
Takže aký je vlastne ten taký, o čom je to opakovanie a rozšírenie?
How does it work?
Ako to funguje?
It's just as William Miller said.
Tak ako povedal William Miller.
Same thing repeated over and over again.
To je tá istá vec opakovaná znovu a znovu.
Through different visions, symbols and parables.
Rôznymi videniami, symbolmi a podobenstvami.
Only now it's not through different visions,
Ale teraz to nie je cez rôzne videnia,
it's through different sentences.
ale cez rôzne vety alebo rôzne
Different
spojenia.
sentences, they repeat the same thing.
Tie rôzne vety opakujú tú istú vec.
Through different wording.
Rôznymi slovami.
So then we can understand
Takže môžeme rozumieť,
that understanding God's works,
že
seeing God's works,
porozumenie Božím dielam,
recognizing his providence,
rozpoznajúc ho v jeho prozreteľnosti,
and knowing him as the world's redeemer,
je to isté a zároveň poznať ho ako svetového spasiteľa,
are actually the same thing.
sú všetko rovnaké veci.
See, they're parallel.
Sú paralelné.
This is line upon line
To je línia na líniu,
applied to reading an inspired text.
aplikované na inšpirovaný text.
And you can play with it yourself.
S týmto môžete sa sami doma pohrať.
There are many things that you wouldn't have seen if you don't apply this simple method.
Je mnoho vecí, ktoré by ste iným spôsobom nevideli, ak nebudete používať túto metódu.
For example, you wouldn't have seen that true science is the soul of religion.
Nevideli by ste, že skutočná veda je dušou náboženstva.
But you can see it now.
Ale teraz to vidíme.
And also is the eternal life.
A tiež je to večný život.
Okay, receiving eternal life. So, this is a little exercise of what it means, what repeat and enlarge actually means.
Toto bola len taká ukážka, cvičenie toho, čo to znamená opakovanie a rozšírenie.
Okay? Yet the world in its wisdom knows not God.
The world?
World.
Svet v tej svojej múdrosti nepozná Boha.
There is much worldly wisdom among men, but they recognize not God as the first great cause.
Je mnoho svetskej múdrosti medzi ľuďmi, ale nepoznajú Boha, alebo za čím všetkým Boh je.
They behold not his beauty and majesty,
Nevidia jeho krásu a slávu,
his goodness and love,
dobrotu a lásku.
in laying the foundations of the earth and establishing the heavens.
V tom, ako položil základy zeme a ustanovil nebesia.
The footsteps of God can be traced in the works of his hands.
Božie stopy môžeme vidieť v tých jeho dielach, ktoré vytvorili jeho ruky.
On all around us.
Všade okolo nás.
So, what are the works of God's hands all around us?
Čo sú tie diela Božích rúk okolo nás? Čo to je? Čo sú diela Božích rúk? Alžbetka. Čo sú diela Božích rúk?
Neviem.
Ale vieš? Čo stvoril Pán Boh? Povedz.
Ľudí.
People?
People?
Ešte čo?
Yeah, God made the people. They are the works of his hands. What else?
Čo sú ešte diela jeho rúk?
Svet.
The world. Ktorý svet? Aký svet?
Náš.
Našu zem myslíš? Our earth.
But, yes,
Earth, yeah.
yes. All of these are the works of his hands.
Všetko toto sú diela jeho rúk.
And we should recognize his footsteps here.
A tam by sme mali vedieť rozpoznať jeho stopy.
But men who enjoy the benefits and blessings of God
Ale ľudia, ktorí vlastne si užívajú tieto požehnania Božie,
see not God in his created works,
nevidia Boha v jeho stvorených dielach
hear not his divine and stately steppings,
a nepočujú jeho božské kroky.
therefore are in moral darkness.
Takže sú v morálnej temnote.
Remember the darkness that we discussed at the beginning of the...
Pamätáte, hovorili sme o tej temnote.
You know? They're in moral darkness because they don't see... What did we say that darkness meant?
Čo sme povedali? Čo znamená tá temnota?
It meant doubts.
Pochybnosti.
Yeah.
Áno.
And denouncing the unity of the Son with the Father.
A odmietanie jednoty Otca a Syna.
That was the darkness.
To bola temnota.
But now, Ellen White also says that darkness
A teraz Ellen Whiteová tiež hovorí, že tá temnota
is not seeing God in his created works.
je nevidieť Boha v jeho stvorených dielach.
Okay? So, by repeat and enlarge,
Opakovaním a rozšírením
you can see that not seeing God in His created works
vidíme, že nevidieť Boha v jeho stvorených dielach
is actually denying the unity of the Son with the Father.
je vlastne popretie jednoty Otca a Syna.
Why?
Prečo?
What is the connection between God's created works and the unity of the Son with the Father?
Aké je medzi tým prepojenie? Božie diela stvorené a jednota medzi Otcom a Synom. Because they created together.
Yeah, they created together.
Oni to tvorili spolu.
It says in John 1, it's one of my favorite Bible verses, right?
V Jánovi 1, to je jedno z mojich najobľúbenejších biblických
Chapter
veršov.
1, not first John. John chapter 1. Right, it says that, I don't remember exactly the English wording. Actually, let's read it.
Poďme si to prečítať.
Yes.
This is my husband's favorite verse. John 1.
Yes, it's so beautiful. John 1:1.
Jan 1:1.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God.
Na počiatku bolo slovo, a to slovo bolo u Boha, a to slovo bol Boh.
Oh, and the Word was God.
Bol Boh.
So, what is this word that John is talking about here?
Čo je to slovo, o ktorom Jan hovorí?
Who is he talking about?
O kom hovorí?
Of Christ.
O Christ.
Of Christ, right? Christ is the word,
Kristus
right?
je to slovo.
And who is God?
A kto je Boh?
Otec.
Father.
So, this verse is actually talking about the unity of the Son with the Father,
Tento verš hovorí o jednote Otca a Syna.
right?
Je to tak?
You see, it says the Word was with God and the Word was God.
Slovo bolo u Otca a to slovo bol Boh. Teda slovo bolo u... Počiatku bolo slovo, to slovo bolo u Boha a to slovo bol Boh.
If we just substitute
Ak nahradíme
the word for Christ and God for the Father,
to slovo, že slovo je Kristus a Boh je Otec,
we can read, and Christ was with the Father, and Christ was the Father.
tak to prečítame Kristus bol s Otcom a Kristus bol Otec.
Now, this pretty much means that they were united. Not that they were one person, but they were in a union, Christ and the Father.
Oni nie sú jedna osoba, ale sú v jednote.
They were one mind.
Jedna myseľ.
So, if we think back on the quote that we just read,
Ak budeme rozmýšľať o tom citáte, čo sme čítali,
Ellen White is saying that there are persons who deny the unity of the Son and the Father,
Ellen Whiteová hovorí, že sú ľudia, ktorí túto jednotu Otca a Syna popierajú.
and that this denial is actually the darkness.
A že toto popretie je temnota.
Okay? So this John 1:1 is talking about the unity of the Son and the Father. Okay, let's read on.
Poďme ďalej čítať.
John 1:2.
Druhý verš.
The same was in the beginning with God.
Tento slovo bolo na počiatku u Boha.
All things the same. Who's the same?
Kto je ten?
Who is he talking about in
O kom sa tu píše?
John 1:2?
V tom druhom verši.
Who was in the
Kto
beginning
je
with
to
God?
ten, čo bol na počiatku u Boha?
Kristus.
Christ.
Christ, right? Okay, so Christ was in the beginning with God.
Kristus bol na začiatku u Boha, alebo po anglicky s Bohom.
So it's still kind of talking about their unity from the beginning,
Stále to hovorí o tej jednote.
right? All things were made by Him.
Všetko povstalo skrze Neho. V angličtine je všetko bolo ním učinené.
Who's Him?
Kto to je to Neho alebo ním?
Ježiš, Kristus.
Christ, right? So Christ is Him.
Kristus je ten, ktorý všetko učinil.
So all things were made by Christ,
Všetky veci boli učinené Kristom.
or the Word. And
Tým slovom.
yeah, and without Him was not anything made that was made.
Bez Neho nepovstalo ani jedno z toho, čo povstalo. Alebo zase po anglicky, bez Neho nebolo urobené nič, čo bolo urobené. We have a little different translation, so I said that it's in English.
So you see here in these 3 verses in John,
V týchto troch veršoch v Jánovi vidíme,
John connects the unity of the Son and the Father
že Ján spája jednotu Otca a Syna
and the creation of the earth.
so spojením zeme.
It seems that John and Ellen White, when they wrote this quote, they were inspired by the same spirit, right?
To vyzerá, že Jan a Ellen Whiteová boli inšpirovaní rovnakým duchom, keď to písali.
It's because they actually were inspired by the same
Tak
spirit.
to je.
I said it seems.
Yeah.
They were inspired by the same spirit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They said it. So when Ellen White is saying that the darkness means denying the God in His works.
Keď Ellen Whiteová hovorí, že tá temnota je popretie Boha v jeho dielach.
Or the unity of the Son with the Father.
A tiež je to vlastne popretie jednoty Otca a Syna.
Or the doubts in people's minds.
A sú to pochybnosti v ľudských mysliach.
You can see now how these things are actually the same thing.
Vidíme, že toto všetko je jedna a tá istá vec.
The doubts, the unity, and the
pochybnosti,
creation.
jednota a stvorenie.
Okay. So let's turn back to this quote that we were
Poďme
reading
naspäť k tomu citátu
and finish it, because at the end of it's a really important statement.
je to veľmi dôležitý citát.
It says, but these men who do not see God in His works
Títo ľudia, ktorí nevidia Boha v jeho dielach
and who are in moral darkness,
a sú v morálnej temnote,
there is a necessity for them for channels of light to open the blind eyes.
Je pre nich potrebný prúd alebo kanál svetla, aby im otvoril oči.
So Ellen White again uses this imagery of darkness, and then there is a necessity of light.
Znova tu používa ten obraz tej temnoty a tej potreby svetla.
Somebody with a torch light,
Ako niekto s baterkou.
that they might help people open their eyes.
Že to ľuďom pomôže otvoriť ich oči.
So there is a necessity for light to unclose the senses.
Aby boli otvorené zmysly.
I want you to remember this idea of the closed senses.
Chcem, aby ste si pamätali túto myšlienku o tých zatvorených zmysloch.
Who is she talking about when she's saying the blind eyes?
O kom hovorí, že sú slepí alebo slepé oči?
Who has blind eyes?
Laodica.
Laodicean people, right?
Laodica.
They are blind.
Oni sú slepí.
So for whom are these channels of light sent?
Pre koho sú teda poslané tie kanály svetla?
For Laodicean people.
Pre ľudia Laodice.
Well, it means that Laodicean
Znamená to, že
people,
Laodičan alebo ľudia,
it means they are full of doubts, right?
majú plno pochybností.
Because Ellen White is talking about the people who are in darkness.
Ona tu hovorí o ľuďoch v temnote.
And we just said that darkness is doubts.
A my sme povedali, že tá temnota to sú pochybnosti.
And we also said that darkness is denying the unity of Christ with the Father.
A tiež je to popretie jednoty Otca a Syna.
So it means that these Laodiceans deny the unity of Christ with the Father.
Takže Laodičania popierajú jednotu Otca a Syna.
And they don't see God in His works.
A nevidia Boha v jeho dielach.
How can that be?
Jak to tak môže byť?
If we think Laodiceans are actually Adventists,
Ak rozmýšľame o Laodičanoch ako adventistov,
even if we think Laodiceans are the people who have left us,
alebo o ľuďoch, ktorí od nás odišli,
they know that Christ was united with the Father at the beginning.
veď oni vedia, že Kristus bol jedno s Otcom od začiatku.
They know that God created the earth.
Vedia, že Boh stvoril zem.
How can they be in darkness?
Jak by mohli byť v temnote?
How can they be Laodiceans?
Ako by mohli byť
Don't
Laodice?
Adventists know that Christ was united with the Father?
Adventisti vedia, že Boh bol jedno s Otcom.
We're not, some kind of, what do you call it? I forgot. Arians, like who don't believe that Christ was with the Father from the
My nie
beginning.
sme nejakej inej ariánskej viery, ktorí neveria, že Kristus bol jedno
We
s
have that
Otcom.
in our official doctrine, right?
Máme to v našom oficiálnom učení.
Well, then it means that this union of the Father and the Son might not actually speak to that union thousands and thousands of years ago when Lucifer fell.
Takže možno potom táto jednota Otca a Syna nehovorí o tej jednote, ktorá bola pred 1000 rokmi, keď padol Lucifer.
So maybe that this unity is talking about a more present issue.
Možno to hovorí viac o prítomnejšej téme.
Maybe it's talking about a controversy that's going on now.
A o spore, ktorý sa deje teraz.
It's talking about a controversy that's going on now in our movement.
V našom hnutí.
Who has the same pattern
Má to rovnaký vzorec
with that controversy when Lucifer fell.
s tým sporom, keď padol Lucifer.
And in this controversy,
A v tomto spore
some people will deny the unity of the Son with the Father.
niektorí ľudia poprú jednotu Otca a Syna
Will not see God in His works.
a neuvidia Boha v jeho dielách.
And therefore they are blind.
A preto sú slepí.
Now, for these people who are blind,
Títo ľudia, ktorí sú slepí,
God is... there is a necessity of channels of light to open the blind eyes, to unclose the senses. God is trying to unveil His attributes, God's attributes, with messages from His oracles.
týmto ľuďom sa Boh snaží zjaviť svoje vlastnosti skrze posolstva tých svojich hovorcov.
So God is trying to penetrate this darkness
Takže Boh sa snaží rozptýliť túto temnotu
with the light that unveils His attributes.
so svetlom, ktoré odkrýva jeho vlastnosti.
We just read at the beginning of the paragraph
Práve sme čítali, že na začiatku odstavca,
that the object of God is the manifestation of His glory to shine amid the moral darkness.
je, že zámerom Boha je, aby aby tá jeho sláva svietila v tej morálnej temnote.
So at the beginning of the quote,
Na začiatku citátu
it says that His glory is shining,
sa píše, že svietí jeho sláva.
and now at the end of the quote,
A teraz na konci
it says that light from the oracles that reveals His attributes is actually shining.
že svietí svetlo z tých jeho hovorcov, ktorí zjavujú jeho vlastnosti.
That His attributes are actually shining through the darkness.
A že sú to tie jeho vlastnosti, ktoré svietia cez tú temnotu.
Again, a repeat and enlarge.
Znova rozšírenie, opakovanie.
What does this mean?
Čo to znamená?
It means that His glory
Znamená to, že jeho sláva,
is actually His attributes,
to sú jeho vlastnosti.
right? Don't we say that the glory of God
Nehovoríme to, že Božia sláva
is His character,
je jeho charakter, povaha?
right? One's character is one's attributes.
Alebo sláva človeka, to sú jeho vlastnosti.
We can substitute the word glory or attributes with character.
Sláva to sú vlastnosti alebo povaha.
Okay?
Áno?
So, a revelation of God's character
Zjavenie Božej povahy
is actually what is going to penetrate this darkness.
je to, čo rozptýli tú temnotu.
And it means that the people who are going to receive this light,
Znamená to, že ľudia, ktorí príjmu toto
who
svetlo,
reveals the character of God,
ktorí zjavujú Božiu povahu,
they will see God in His works.
the people reveal the glory of God.
Who receive this light.
Yeah, but they receive the light and then they show the glory
So
of God.
these people who receive the light of His character, because we said He unveils His attributes with messages. So when they receive these messages of His attributes,
Čiže ľudia, ktorí príjmú to svetlo jeho povahy, príjmú posolstvo týchto vlastností jeho,
okay, these people will not have doubts anymore,
oni nebudú mať už
because they
pochybnosti
won't be in darkness, won't they, right?
a už nebudú v temnote.
Also,
Tiež
they will see God in His works
uvidia Boha v jeho dielach
and acknowledge the unity of the Son and the Father.
a uznajú jednotu Otca a Syna.
All of these are symbols.
To sú všetko symboly.
The unity of the Son with the Father.
Jednota Otca a Syna,
Okay, can be a symbol of a controversy that's going on now.
Môže byť symbolom sporu, ktorý sa deje teraz.
Or a symbol, actually parable. I should use the word parable.
Alebo lepšie slovo
Okay.
ako symbol je podobenstvo.
Because we're talking about parables.
My hovoríme o podobenstvách.
So I have another quote.
Mám tu ďalší citát.
Acts of the Apostles 576.4.
Skutky apoštolov 576.
And I just use this quote, and probably there are others,
Určite sú aj iné, ja používam tento citát,
just to prove that the character of God is His glory.
aby som ukázal, že Božia sláva je jeho povaha.
Through trial and persecution, it's point 4, paragraph 4.
V čase skúšok a prenasledovania
The glory or the character of God
sa zjavuje sláva, teda Božia povaha,
is revealed in His chosen ones.
z Božích vyvolených.
Alright? So it says that the glory is the character of God.
Takže tu sa ukazuje, že tá sláva je Božia povaha.
Now we can talk a whole lot about trials and persecutions.
Mohli by sme veľa hovoriť o prenasledovaní a
And how
skúškach.
can that reveal the character of Christ?
A ako to vlastne zjavuje Božiu povahu alebo Kristovu.
But I just want you to, I want you to ask yourself.
Chcem, aby ste sa spýtali samých seba,
Because what does it mean, the character of Christ?
čo to znamená vlastne povaha Krista.
What does character of Christ actually mean?
Čo znamená jeho povaha?
We're so used to speak with this symbolic, mystical language
My sme veľmi naučení na tento taký mystický, symbolický jazyk,
that we sometimes, define one symbol with another,
definujeme jeden symbol druhým
and we chase our tails sometimes without being concrete.
bez toho, aby sme boli špecifickí.
I would like us to slowly come to this, to understand better what the character of God actually is.
Chcem, aby sme lepšie pochopili, čo je to Božia povaha.
What does it mean that God is revealing His character?
A čo to znamená, že Boh zjavuje svoju povahu.
And what can you do to be part of that revelation?
A čo môžeme robiť preto, aby sme boli súčasťou toho zjavenia?
These are important questions.
To sú dôležité otázky.
And many people have different answers.
A mnoho ľudí dáva rôzne odpovede.
Some say, oh, pray a lot and God will reveal His character to you.
Musíš sa modliť, Pán Boh ti zjaví, aký je.
Sing beautiful hymns.
Spievaj.
Or various other, civical duties or like helping the poor or religious rituals.
Alebo rôzne iné náboženské rituály, alebo rôzne takéto nejaké pomáhať druhým a podobne.
That people say, yeah, we'll give you the character of Christ.
A ľudia si myslia, že v tom to im dá povahu Krista.
We'll reveal the character of Christ to you.
Tam to im to zjaví.
I don't deny that a lot of these things are true and good to do.
Ja nepopieram, že tieto veci sú dobré a pravdivé.
It's good to pray and to sing beautiful hymns.
Je dobre sa modliť, spievať,
We should help the poor.
slúžiť.
But before that, we really have to understand the character of God and what does it mean that God is revealing His character.
Ale predtým všetkým my musíme najprv pochopiť Božiu povahu a čo to znamená, že Boh zjavuje svoju povahu.
I want to remind you of the angel of Revelation 18.
Chcem vám pripomenúť o anjela zo zjavenia 18.
A mighty angel coming down from heaven.
Mocný anjel prišiel z neba.
What happens when he comes down?
Čo sa stalo, keď prišiel?
The whole earth is filled with His glory.
Celá zem je naplnená jeho slávou.
Alright?
Áno?
So, what is His glory?
Čo je jeho sláva?
His character.
Jeho povaha.
Somehow,
Nejako
that angel,
ten anjel,
under whom we are living now,
pod ktorým my teraz žijeme,
that angel somehow reveals the character of God.
nejakým spôsobom zjavuje Božiu povahu.
So, if we believe that this movement is chosen by God to do that very work,
Ak veríme, že toto hnutie je povolané Bohom, ktoré má robiť to dielo,
of the angel of Revelation 18,
dielo aniela z 18. kapitoly,
then we have to believe that we're actually revealing God's character through what we do.
my musíme veriť, že zjavujeme Božiu povahu cez to, čo robíme.
So I'll leave this question to you
Nechám túto otázku pre vás,
to meditate upon it.
aby ste o tom rozmýšľali.
What does God's character mean?
Čo to znamená Božia povaha?
We're gonna move on now
Pôjdeme ďalej
to Christ's subject lessons.
do Kristových podobenstiev.
It's Ellen White's book on parables. Christ's parables.
Tam sestra Whiteová hovorí o podobenstvách.
So we're gonna read from I think it's either the introduction or the first chapter. The title in English is Teaching in Parables.
Je to vlastne taký úvod, alebo prvá kapitola.
It's page 17 in English, but COL.
Takže to sú Kristové podobenstvá, anglické stránkovanie 17. Je to prvá kapitola s názvom Vyučovanie v podobenstvách.
Mm-hmm. So here in this introductory chapter,
v tejto úvodnej kapitole
Ellen White is talking about why was Jesus speaking in parables?
Ellen Whiteová tu vysvetľuje, prečo Ježiš rozprával v podobenstvách.
What are parables?
Čo sú podobenstvá?
And why are they important to us?
A prečo sú pre nás dôležité?
So we're gonna start. Hopefully, if you have enough patience, and it would be even great if you even have the book and follow on as we read, because I would like to read a few pages of this.
Bolo by dobre možno, keby ste vedeli to so mnou sledovať.
So, next up, we have as I said, we want to look into this introductory chapter of Christ's subject lessons.
Ako som povedal, chceme sa pozrieť na túto úvodnú kapitolu Kristových podobenstiev.
But as this is quite a lengthy read,
je toho dosť veľa na čítanie.
And an even lengthier comment.
A je k tomu veľa čo hovoriť.
As we will discuss the various things that it says here.
Keď budeme diskutovať.
And we don't want to do it in a hurry.
Nechceme to ponáhľať.
I think it's wiser if we leave this to the next presentation.
Tak radšej to necháme na ďalšiu prezentáciu.
And we'll pray now and take a break.
Pomodlíme sa. Drahý Pane, ďakujeme Ti, že môžeme spoločne na spoločenstvo spolu študovať. Ďakujeme Ti, že si chránil Filipa na ceste. Ďakujeme Ti, že môžeme sa učiť z Tvojich podobenstiev o tom, čo prichádza. Ja ťa prosím, aby si tu bol s nami prítomný, aby sme naše mysle zamerali len na Teba a nechali sa poučiť Tvojim slovom. Ďakujeme Ti za to v mene Ježiša Krista. Amen.